Hi, I'm John Schroeder with another Casey Clips video. A subscriber to our YouTube channel asked if we could define the difference between a soul and an old soul. I can understand the confusion once we believe that souls are eternal. If every one of us is an eternal being who lives forever, how could any of us be older than the others? The answer involves semantics more than it does theology. Let me first define what a soul is. Edgar Cayce defines the soul as being a corpuscle in the ethereal body of God. You may remember previous videos where we showed a zygote dividing into identical cells from its own essence. We souls were created by God, dividing into an infinite number of souls. Cayce's readings state that souls consist of three parts: the spirit, the mind, and free will. God created us to be companions and co-creators for eternity. So our job, so to speak, is to work with God in expanding creation to ever greater heights in perfect harmony and enjoyment as we do so. The term old soul describes the amount of experience we have with or in a particular realm of God's creation. A somewhat humorous anecdote to illustrate this point occurred between me and my mother some years ago. She had just turned 80 years old, and I treated her to breakfast at her favorite restaurant to celebrate. She shared my love of the Cayce readings, so when I jokingly pointed out that she was now an octogenarian, she said that I knew full well that all souls are the same age. I smiled and let her know, yes, but you are eternity plus 80. So an old soul on earth is one who has had many incarnations here and is intuitively wise in the ways of the world. That's it for this edition of Cayce Clips. A subscriber asked about a traditional Christian view of an eternal hell versus the temporary hell that we can create for ourselves. We will cover that subject in our next Cayce Clips video. Until then, remember that God loves you with an everlasting love.